That's such a loud clap. Okay. So even that clap was stupid.
Great.
Okay.
It was fantastic. At least they can hear it.
Honestly, I'm taking notes from everybody else who's coming in here. I'm gonna get the headphones. Okay. We're here. We're doing it. I'm not nervous.
You don't have to be nervous. We're here in your house having fun.
Don't listen to her. If you were here and you were staring right at Melissa Joan Hart, you'd be nervous too. Welcome back to Badass Mother Friends. I just gave away the guest, but we have actress, director, absolute 90s icon, and most importantly, mother.
Exactly.
We have her in my basement right now. Somehow I was able to capture her and kidnap her and get her on the Badass Mother Friends podcast. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yay. I'm really happy you're here. I'm really excited. It's so crazy. Like, by the way, this is so crazy if you really think about it, because the reason we're ultimately staring at each other is because when I was paying my bills and grocery bills and apartment bills back in LA, was babysitting a little girl named Chelsea.
Yeah.
And her dad played Josh on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
David Lasher,
which I remember.
Who's like the best guy, by the way. Let's just give him a big shout out, because he is
shout out to David,
the nicest guy.
They're the best parents. I love them both so much, and they're part of my family now. Yeah. It's so crazy because I didn't even put two and two together when I pulled up to their house. And I remember my girlfriend was like, "Oh yeah, he's like an actor and this and that." And I was like, "Wow, yeah, he does look familiar." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I remember seeing photos in the house, and then people started also commenting on TikTok, being like, "Chelsea's dad is Josh from Sabrina." So crazy.
And I knew him on Hey Dude, so
right,
that was my generation.
Right,
I was on Nickelodeon too, and Hey Dude, we didn't know each other from the network. Like, they were filming, I think, in LA, and I was in Orlando.
Same circle.
But it was just, I was watching Nickelodeon when he was on.
Who wasn't? It's so crazy. Like, the circles of people in LA, and then they have kids. And then those kids are in the same circles.
Well, especially if they go to all the same private schools together.
Right, 100%. Yeah. Like Chapman and all the colleges. I don't know that world at all. I come from a zero acting background and family, but
see, and I was originally from the New York side of things, so it's different. Yeah, it's different. It's much more like, I always say that, like, especially in the acting community, it's a little bit more like actors that want to work, as opposed to actors that want to be famous.
Yeah, it's like about a really,
because you're not going to get rich on Broadway. Like, that's not going to happen.
And it's a grind. It is.
But you want to be up there on stage, and you want to be performing, whether it's musical or not. But
right.
So I did a lot of theater when I was younger.
Oh, nice.
And then you do things like, I would but I would like take a small part on SNL. Like when Saturday Night Live would have like a little girl, I would be the little girl, which of course was like such a thrill. But then like, I guest starred on Equalizer. I had a whole episode of The Equalizer, the original one before Queen Latifah.
Oh my gosh,
back in the
crazy.
80s, and like
casual.
So any show, any show that was like in New York at the time, like, and this is predating like SVU and whatnot. You know, I'd be on soap operas or oh my gosh, a lot of movies would come through New York and LA. And then you'd have to fly to LA and screen test for things. So I would fly out, and I met some of my friends at auditions, like Joey Lawrence, who I did Melissa and Joey with. I met at auditions in New York because he was from Philly, so he'd drive into Manhattan.
Okay, so you guys were from the same area.
Yep, our moms knew each other from audition rooms.
Whoa.
And siblings all knew each other, and Soleil Moonfry and I both screen tested for Punky Brewster. So I was in LA for Punky Brewster and met Soleil, and was so excited when she got the show, because I was like, it's my friend now,
That's so sick. That's like, were you in school at the time? How old were you at this point?
Yeah, no, I was like 6, 7, 8, something like that.
Oh my gosh. So
probably 8.
So your mom was managing you, correct?
Yes. I was about 4 years old when I demanded I be on television. And if
you demanded.
Yes, it has to happen. And well, she when I said it to her, she knew someone who had just gotten their child into acting. So she kind of was like, well, let me ask them.
Yeah.
So she asked and got me a manager, and and I went on an audition, and I booked my first. I mean, I went on that audition 3 times, and we couldn't afford to go back again. And when we got the job, she said, I'm sorry, I can't. Like, we don't have the money to come back again. And they said, no, they're going to pay you this time.
They're like, this time, this is a job.
So that was my first real job.
Whoa.
And then I booked my 3rd audition and my 5th audition. And then I was just rolling, I was just like working all the time. It was good money.
You're 8.
I was 4 at that time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How the heck? And you don't come from a background of
No,
actors or
my family's like
way?
shipbuilders and like oyster farmers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
what was
taxi
that
cab
like?
drivers
Then like all of a sudden your mom's just like thrown into this.
Well, that's the thing. I
whirlwind.
mean, just navigating it. But the New York side of it all, I think, was a little more
Big hustle and
normal.
bustle.
As normal, you know, it was like for me when everybody else was going off to baseball practice or girls. I mean, I still did Girl Scouts and dance lessons and all the things that I wanted to do. I don't feel like I missed out on that. But you know, about once a week, I'd have to be pulled out of school and drive to Manhattan and show up in this room and say these lines and then just jump back in the car for an hour and a half ride home. You know,
Yep.
it was like
I know that very. Where in New York were you?
I was in Sayville.
Okay, cool.
And then when I got Clarissa, about 12 or 13, I moved to Manhattan. But yeah, so I feel like on Long Island, I pretty much had a normal childhood.
Yeah.
You know, like all the, like, we lived on a pond. I had a pet duck. Like,
Oh, wow.
I mean, maybe that's not so normal,
No,
but
yeah, actually, that's pretty strange.
you know, I had like a suburban childhood of, you know, full
Yeah.
of everything with bullying in middle school and all the, you know, all the normal sort of stuff. But every once in a while I'd be pulled out, and like my second grade teacher would always say that while she was in labor, she kept seeing my Rice Krispies commercial on the monitor in her hospital
So you,
room.
like, were
so she's like,
trauma
while
for
I'm giving
her.
birth, I'm like seeing my second grade student, you know, and she's like, you made me happy while I was
She's
in
like,
like
I can't tell if I'm hallucinating or not.
Yeah.
Like, this is it's
yeah.
like
So she always said that
maybe.
to me, and even when I did a book signing, like back in like 2013 or something, I went and did a book signing, and she showed up. So it was super cute. Yeah.
That's so cute and full circle. Wow. That's
So there were
awesome.
like these odd moments. Like I was also doing plays before I did Clarissa. I was doing I did 2 plays back to back in Manhattan. I was like, I like to say I was the youngest member of the Circle Repertory Company, even though I don't think I was like legitimately a member, but like
You were still a working
I was at
baby.
all their events, I was in all their plays.
Yeah.
So I did a play. I did 2 plays back to back there, but the whole time I'm in middle school and I'm getting teased for like not being cool. But I'm like at night on stage with William Hurt, Callista Flockhart, and Lois Smith, or doing
Yeah.
The Crucible on Broadway. You know, I was like doing all these
Do you mean these epic things?
big shows, but you know,
Yeah.
you go back to school and they're like, "You're a loser. You used to be on commercials and now you're not." And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
they're right."
And you're like, crap, I gotta book
I'm not the
another
Rice Krispies
Pop-Tarts
girl.
commercial.
Yeah.
No, it's so crazy. I remember that like that feeling really well when like you're a kid and you have big dreams and you start to go to Manhattan and do the
Yeah.
auditions
Yeah.
and book the roles and book the things, and your schedule starts getting crazy. And the more you leave, the meaner the kids
Yeah,
got.
they do, because they get confused and they don't understand, and
Yeah.
you know, they have to pick up the pace where, like, if you're part of their project or something and now you're not there, and you know, I was absent a lot, so
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's a fear. It's a fear of mine with Chelsea too in the beginning, especially in the beginning, because things went like 0 to 100 so fast. And I was like, you know, being like a working child
yeah.
and having to try to explain that to a bunch of other children in school and even to yourself and why it's so hard to fit in.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it happens to everyone. Like, you know, people are always like, "Oh, you were an actor." I'm like, "Yeah, but if I was a gymnast,
Yeah.
I would have been pulled all the time. I
Right.
would have been injured. I ended up going in 10th grade is the first time I left public school, and I went to a private school called Professional Children's School. On the upper,
I remember this.
Yeah,
At
like-
school in New York.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was over by Lincoln Center.
You go in and you do a little piano audition and this and that.
Well,
or-
it was just, and maybe it's different now, but it was like, it was basically like if you have a profession, it was, you know what it was? It was a little bit like the way they do homeschool, or like, I know our school does a program like this where you kind of get your homework done quickly. You do
Yeah.
the basics and then you go to work.
Right.
So this was
And
sort
there's
of
a lot
like,
more
and a lot of,
flexibility.
yeah. And a lot, like, I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar went there, and Jerry O'Connell and Tara Reid and
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin went there. And so anyone in New York that was working would do this, because you'd do like math, English, science, social studies, French, you know,
Yeah,
and
you
then
got the basics
and then you go to
down.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you need to leave for months at a time, you can do that.
They got it, yeah.
But it actually, I don't think it worked very well back then. I
Yeah.
bet now it's fantastic, but it didn't really work well for me because I was a good student and I really liked being in school.
Yeah.
So not being in school was tough, but it was interesting because well,
How long were you there?
I was only there one full
Okay.
year, but really only half, because then I was in Orlando the other half doing Clarissa.
Okay.
So it was, but still, it was tough because I wasn't always there. I was only there that one semester, really, you know? So I made some friends, but everyone, what I was going to say was the ballerinas. There were a ton of ballerinas because, you know, you have to be young to be a ballerina. So
Oh my gosh,
these girls are
the
like
stress.
16, 17 and hitting their peak of their careers,
Yeah.
but going and getting cortisone injections and going to PT and stuff. And you're like,
oh my
wow,
gosh.
you're like a baby and you're so injured and damaged. And like,
It was such an intense job.
I'm like that. And then you retire by like 22, you know, like it's insane.
It's like an incredible amount of pressure where you're like just told you have a shelf life.
Yeah. So I saw that and I was like, okay, so I'm not the only one. There was a girl there that was running a toy company and
wow.
You know, you had all different, you had
like entrepreneurs are in there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't just like the
anyone
theater.
that just needed some space in their schedule to do something else later on.
Yeah.
You know? Like I see it a lot with my kids' school now with baseball players and stuff, you know, football players, that they get a little extra time, like separated to go do their sport and like really focus on the sport.
Yeah.
But, and also the more you do that sport, the more damaged your body's going to be. So anyway, that's a whole other topic.
No, I get it.
I have 3 boys. I talk about sports a lot.
Honestly,
I don't know anything about them, but I talk about them a lot.
It all power to you because I know absolutely nothing about sports or having a boy. But do your sons realize like how iconic you are? Like, do they watch things
It's funny now. There's a joke about like they don't, but they're starting to recognize it a little bit. One of my kids was told to watch one of my movies recently. Some girls were like getting crazy about, I guess it was Drive Me Crazy. And they were like, your mom's in Drive Me Crazy. You have to watch that movie. How have you not watched that movie? You need to watch that movie. And he's like, apparently I need to watch Drive Me Crazy. So I was like, all right, you know, tomorrow night we'll sit down and we'll watch the movie.
Like together?
We go to sit down. My husband and I are like, and my husband's like, I've seen it once. Let's watch it. So we went to sit down and watch it. This is like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
We go to sit down and watch it. And he's like, oh, not tonight. My girlfriend's coming over. Well, maybe tomorrow night. And we're like, all right. So we watch something else. And the next night we're like, all right, we'll watch Drive Me Crazy. Which one of you 3 want to come in and watch?
Yeah.
Not one of them. We were like, we'll start it and they'll come in eventually. And then they'll be like, they didn't watch it.
Rude.
And it was so weird for me and my husband to be sitting and watching me
Just alone.
22 years old on screen. It was weird.
That's so funny. And they're honestly, imagine just like sitting there with your son and your son's girlfriend, like watching your movie is, oh my God.
I was like, I guess I need to start watching. I never really watched my stuff. I don't really like watching it, but I'm like, I probably need to. It'll probably kickstart some memories for me.
Did you watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Oh no, I was working on Friday night. I didn't have time. And then they'd give me a VHS copy and it'd be like, well, I just shot this 3 weeks ago.
That's all
and
I'm
working on this one. And I've been working on this for 6 days now. So I'm not going to like watch it on my time off. That's like doing homework, you know?
You probably saved yourself a lot of like in your head.
Well, the only show I ever watched was Melissa and Joey because that was a time of live tweeting. So when Melissa and Joey was on, we'd have to live tweet it. So I'd be watching it and going, oh, that dress was really uncomfortable. Or, oh my God, those heels almost killed me. Or, oh, I remember I fell in this scene. Or this scene, we kept cracking up and couldn't, that kind of thing. So that's a show I've seen.
Yeah, like, because you're like, this is part of the culture now. I have to watch it with everyone.
And watching it is so different than acting in it because you act out of order. Mm-hmm. You don't see the scenes you're not in.
Oh, okay.
You're off changing or learning lines for the next thing.
So choppy.
It's totally choppy. And sometimes you might shoot an episode, especially like on Sabrina. We did this a little bit on Melissa and Joey too. But, you would shoot, well, we always called it a bubble episode, but other people call something else a bubble episode. But you would do like 2 scenes a week. Okay. And after like 8 weeks, you have another episode. It was actually a really, it was a way for like Disney or like whoever cheap. It was a way for them to not pay the crew another week for another episode. So if you did 2 of those, if you did one in the fall and one in the spring, you had 2 extra episodes without paying the crew for 2 weeks,
So it's a loophole.
It's a total loophole for them to get everyone to work a little harder to get more content and not pay them.
So did you end up having to do, like once you were filming out in LA, did you have to get like a homeschool situation going?
No, I
didn't.
your
hours or?
Sabrina started when I was 20. I was never a teenager playing the teenage witch. So.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I was always an adult.
I saw that your mom found the comic and paid.
Yeah. No, my mom's the executive producer of the show. My mother's my producing partner, but she is the one who found the comic, bought it for $1, took it to Showtime, made a movie, cut a trailer, kept saying this would be a great series. And in the original movie, we have Ryan Reynolds and this great cast out of Vancouver that you'd probably recognize some of their faces. And then she kept saying this would be a great series. This would be a great series. They're like, yeah, okay, maybe. And when she was in the editing bay editing the movie, she cut together a trailer. She took it to all the networks she got like 3 deals in the room and chose ABC because they gave us the TGIF time slot. So she chose ABC for that reason. Because we had gotten a full season order from another network, maybe CBS, but ABC was going to give us only 13 episodes, but Friday night in TGIF. And so she was like, let's do that. And so that's how it came about.
Holy shit, that is so insane.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All from like a dollar
kind of
comic.
stuff doesn't happen. Yeah.
No, that's like that in itself is a movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like you guys would have the coolest mommy-daughter duo movie where it's like, oh my gosh, she really knew and she just trusted her gut.
Yep.
I love hearing stories about parents that not only like protect the shit out of their kids, but also like have this kind of bulldog instinct to.
Yeah, my mom is like that's the thing. Like she was a stage mom in the sense that she protected me, but she was not a stage mom in the fact that she was living vicariously through me. Because a lot of people, I think, assume if you're a stage mom, you must have wanted to do this too and didn't do it, and now you're doing it for your daughter.
Your
Your
daughter,
yeah, kind of like guys that want to. I don't know, like. Everyone thinks my husband, because he played football, wants his boys to play football and maybe that's a little true. He wants
you're
to
gonna
play
be a star
because it was like his favorite time of his life, so he wants that for his boys too.
Yeah, it's
not
more
because
nostalgic
he wants to,
for him.
It's not like you have to be the best out there. It's like more like, don't you want to do this? Like, how can you not want to do this? I want to do this, you know. But my mom, it wasn't like my mom has always been my biggest champion. I mean, I was on the phone with her for like 2 hours today doing work. But
hi mom.
Hi mom. Yeah, so she, we've been. I mean, she was my manager, and then she was my producing partner from the time, I guess we started Sabrina when I was about 18 or 19, was when we found the comic book and then did the movie and then spun it off to the series.
And you also, like, directed some of it, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. What point did that happen where you were like, you know what?
She did that, actually. She was like, you're directing the next one. Here's your DGA card. Like, she called the DGA and got me in the union and the whole thing.
Dude, she's professional children's school.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
So she was like, that's enough. You need to direct now. I was like,
wow.
Okay. Because I was so bossy. And it's so funny because when I shot the movie Drive Me Crazy, the director on that was like, when you direct someday, I want to be there. Because he was like, I think his point was like, you're so bossy.
You're already directing.
Yeah, he's like, you're over directing me, and I want to come over direct you. You know what I mean? Like,
he's saying I want my revenge.
Yeah, a little bit revenge. It wasn't mean spirited, but I did invite him as soon as I got my first directing job on Sabrina. I was like, hey, I'm directing. Are you gonna come? He's like, oh, I'm out of town. But,
oh no. Well, how was it? The first one?
I don't even remember what the first one was. I think it was good. Oh yeah, it was interesting. It was just like, here's a crew I've been working with for years, like probably 3 years now.
Yeah.
And what better place? Like Candace Cameron Bure called me during Fuller House and said, hey, I want to direct, but I'm scared. Like, what do I need to know? And I said, you're going to do it. And you're going to think, you're going to be like, why haven't I been doing this the whole time? Yeah. Like, it's going to feel so natural. I'm like, you're with your crew, you're with your cast, you know these characters, you know these people. This is your
family, and
you're not stepping into someone else's. Like, because I've directed Young Sheldon and I've directed Goldbergs and iCarly, cool. And you step onto someone else's set. Now, I heard someone at the Directors Guild once say, when you direct someone else's show, it's like you're planning a party at someone else's house. So it's like, you're like, where's the bathroom again? And are we allowed to burn candles?
You're like, who's
should they take their shoes
preferences
off?
Or what?
Yeah.
Like, who am I allowed to really direct?
Like, how do I walk this line between having a plan and being able to throw that out completely?
Oh my God.
You know, and get the work done.
Stress.
And, you know, and when you walk on someone else's set, they know their characters. Those actors know their characters.
Yeah.
You're very, very rarely going to find a part of the set that they haven't used. You're not going to explore or find new things, you know? So I had a really hard time when I was directing other people's stuff. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, I can't bring anything new. And someone said, you're bringing the energy.
Yeah, you
are. And I was like, I'm bringing the energy.
You're setting the vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so like, that's what I'll do. Okay, I can do
it. That's a hard job in itself, too. Because, like, when you're working with creatives, it's like, it's 50-50. Like we were talking about earlier. It's like, especially in the entertainment world, like, we're all kind of prone to mirroring, you know, and picking up on, we're really hyper vigilant about people in the room and picking up on energy and very self-critical, you know? So
that is true. And the director needs to like command a set.
Yeah.
The director and the star really need to command a set.
The dance.
And if those two don't, those are like, and the first AD is a big part of that as well. The cinema, like, that means there's different trifectas that go on.
First assistant director?
First assistant director, which is basically like a stage manager.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
that makes sense.
You know, that person is setting the tone for how fast you're moving, how much the set is quiet and working together and knows what's coming next and that kind of thing. So that can be but like, it's really the director and the first, like the first few people on the call sheet that are setting the tone.
Yeah, and then everybody else is kind of just feeding off.
Yeah, because I've been on sets. I mean, mostly, luckily, there's only been very few movies or sets that I've been on that I haven't either been directing or starring in. But when I am, you're sort of like, are we allowed to like talk right now, or should I go outside and have a cigarette? Like, what are we doing here? And then there's other times when it's like, when you're like at the helm, you can be like, is it collaborative? Like when I'm directing other people's shows, do they like notes at the end of the take, during the take? Like, should I just yell out? At the end of the day? At the end of the day, maybe not at all. Maybe I have to dance around. Maybe they need 5 compliments before they get a criticism,
Totally.
So you got to like figure out the personalities and, but if you're the personality, I try to always, like when I'm at the helm of something, I try to be super collaborative. Yeah. I try to be really positive. I try to have an absolute plan because I cannot stand when things are scattered and not organized. Like that's the worst. Especially, that's actually why I started directing on Sabrina, to be honest. It was a hectic show. We had. Sorry, I'm like talking off the rails here.
I'm so happy that you are, because I feel like I never shut the fuck up and let anyone talk. So I'm so happy and I'm so invested. And honestly, now I want to be a director. So continue, please. Okay, so it was off the rails.
I started directing because I'm too bossy, and mainly because the show was really, really complicated. Because a show like that, like you might assume we had an audience, right? Would you have assumed maybe we had an audience? Because that's the way they did those sitcoms, right?
Yeah, it was a real live audience.
An audience of 200 people, and you only took up half the stage with the sets. Well, we copied it off of Clarissa. So Clarissa, for some reason, I don't know the reason, we didn't have an audience on Clarissa. We rehearsed 2 days a week and we filmed 3 days a week.
Okay.
And so when we started Sabrina, my mom kind of stole that scheduling because we had magic. We had like 30, in a lot of sitcoms, you'll have 10 scenes.
Oh yeah, how does the magic work?
Yeah, the magic was really complicated.
Like special
and we had
effects?
a cat. And we had a talking cat.
Yeah.
So like, and we
that must have been really hard to find.
And we had different script days. When you have 30 scenes, the cats were really difficult. We'll get into that.
Oh my
gosh. But when you have 30 scenes, you have 30 wardrobe changes, or you have 30 different things you got to bring people in and start and stop. Like, if you have 10 scenes and they're each 5 pages long, you can kind of plow through a scene and get it done. When you have 30 scenes, you're like, let's go. And it was just really hectic. Like, we had all these directors come in that had done like everything, Seinfeld, Friends, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they were like,
a lot of cooks.
How do we do the magic? How do we do the cat?
Yeah, because that's pretty new.
And so the rest of us, the crew and the cast who have been doing it for weeks, years, months, whatever, are like, well,
now you're directing.
The cat's gonna, yeah, exactly. You're like, the cat's gonna run in, the live cat, Kathy, who was our cat wrangler, will have a long spoon.
You had a cat wrangler named Kat?
Kathy. Yeah.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah.
Kathy and the cats.
Yeah, that's true. Kathy.
Kathy's like, I hate when you call me cat.
Okay. Probably.
So the cat wrangler, and then you're instructing all of these famous directors.
Like some food on the like, you put cat food on this maybe, right? And she would have trained the cat all week long to like jump up on the table, sit here, right?
Oh my gosh.
Then you'd go from the live cat to the puppeteer cat. So we'd get the cat up there, we'd cut to like Aunt Hilda or something, right? And then when we cut back to the wide shot, we'd cut.
Yeah.
Bring in the puppeteer team. So now we've got Maury is under the table.
Oh my god.
The cat's being attached to the table. Well, we had to bring in a different table because now this table has to have a hole in it. The cat gets attached. Maury's underneath. Tom and oh my gosh, Jim are standing on the side and they have remote controls. And so one's doing like the ears and the eyes.
Why do
like
I never remember there being a fake cat?
Oh yeah, because you were little.
I just always imagined
you bought into it.
Salem
it was by the way, go watch it.
Cat.
It's pathetic. Like, it's really, and if you watch the first season,
like animatronic Chuck E. Cheese cat.
When we didn't have money to do the cat, it was Chuck E. Cheese, and it got a little better and a little better.
And then it was AI.
No, there was no AI. There was no CGI. We didn't move the mouth on any.
I was just watching a clip recently, and I was like, that is so crazy. Even just the like, it was a clip where you were like, oh, I gotta hide my magic book, and you're like talking to it like a dog. You're like, stay, and then all of a sudden it's like the clothes and then this. And I'm like, wait, I never thought about it. Obviously it wasn't AI, but it wasn't even special effects, was it? It was
no, like, it was. We have the guy who went on to do Game of Thrones. Like, our special effects coordinator went on to do Game of Thrones, and our makeup artist is one of the most award-winning makeup artists in the world. She does the prosthetics now for like Stranger Things, and like because we had to do so many like prosthetics and different kinds of, I had to look like a boy and I had to look like Barbie, and I had to, we had all these different things going on, and we constantly had prosthetics makeup artists coming in to do like all sorts of like I was a pencil eraser one time, and I was a snowman, and
how'd they do the I don't know if it's like a secret, but how'd they do the candy corn? I remember the candy corn.
We had the candy corn
just
behind
like a
that
hole
door
in the wall, and people were just dumping buckets.
It
of
was
candy
like
corn.
Trucked in, and the trucks like dumped it in the room, and I think when the door opened, it was piled up so high that it actually, I think.
Can you imagine being one of those like Friends directors or Seinfeld directors?
Yeah,
in there and they're like,
"You
oh
want me
yeah,
to
can
do
we
what?"
get the truck to come?
But that was
in?
nothing. We used to do pranks all the time. Like we had this amazing, rest his soul, he just died like a year ago. Ken Cook was our producer who he had to like manage stuff like that.
Yeah.
The budget and like how the logistics of things are going to happen, right? And he was such a prankster, and everyone would prank him too. So one year we had Kathy, the animal wrangler,
Kathy the cat
load up a truck full of cracked corn. He loved to, if you watch the show enough, you'll notice that we like to use the word corn.
Yeah.
Because he thought it was really funny because it means butthole. So
not the cornhole.
Yep. So he would use the word corn in so many episodes. Like we would write it in as a joke for him.
Yeah.
To talk about corn all the time.
Yeah.
And so one year, I don't know why, but one of the writers decided they called Kathy and they're like, load up as much chicken feed as you can and pour all that corn in his office. And they backed it up and they opened the window and they covered his office was in like 2 feet of corn.
Stop.
I don't know how they cleaned. I was
going to say, who cleans that up?
I was like, I got to go see this because I don't believe it. And I mean, it was insane.
Shit.
And then one year they did the Men of Sabrina calendar as a Christmas present or whatever. Like
oh my
all
gosh.
the men, and he's like in a bathtub full of corn, like
and that's
they had them all. They had all the men. They had like Nick Bakay he was one of our writers, but he played the cat's voice. And it's like him and the cat all like shirtless.
Wait, I need this calendar because
I know I need this calendar. I don't even know where it exists.
Oh my gosh. Is
If I find it,
Chelsea's
I'll
Chelsea's
post it.
dad in this calendar?
He might be, but I think it's more the crew.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even like process in my brain that is who that is. Oh my gosh. So crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, we actually, my husband and I were just talking about how we saw Aunt Hilda or Carolyn Ray at the Comedy Store.
Oh yeah.
In the belly room on a
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, and she cracked us the fuck up.
Yeah, she's
so, good. So funny.
She's a stand-up, and a lot of people didn't know that about her, but she's been a stand-up since before Sabrina, and she's like on tour all the time right now.
She was saying like seeing her in stand-up comedy is like seeing a stripper, your teacher as a stripper.
Strip pole. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's honestly kind of true. It took me a second to like put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, wait, something feels wrong and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But
well, and I don't know when you're gonna air this, but
whenever you want.
I'm pretty sure, and we will solidify this next week, but June 13th, we're going to be in Chicago doing a live show because it's our 30th anniversary this year. So
Congrats.
We've got Aunt Hilda, Aunt Zelda, Harvey, Josh.
The whole crew.
Yeah, Jenna, who played Libby. We have Roxy and Morgan, Elisa Donovan. And
what day is this?
It's going to be June 13th, a Saturday night in Chicago, a live show.
Wait, maybe, babe, we gotta go.
You gotta come up to Chicago.
I wonder if we can convince Chelsea to come too and make it.
Oh
like
my gosh,
a whole
do
hang.
it!
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be so fun.
Maybe we'll see. That's so crazy. Do you still stay in touch with the whole cast?
Yeah,
or?
I was texting with them this morning because the whole.
Really?
I'm like, I need a scene. We need to write a scene that's like Harvey versus Josh. I don't know how we do that, but we got to figure it out.
Oh. Yo, put me in as like a fan. I want to help.
Oh my gosh, you can come up on stage and do a musical number about
please.
Sabrina.
Oh my gosh, that would be so embarrassing, but I would totally.
If you wrote us
geek
a
out.
medley of like all the things that went wrong on Sabrina, that'd be amazing.
Oh, I got you. Oh my god, I got you.
Oh, challenge! I got you. I so want this right now. I'm like,
I could do it. I actually could. With what my final brain cell left that I have since having a baby, I could do it.
Oh, but something about having a baby with that like that weird like fog of having a baby, there's also something really amazing and creative that comes out.
I agree.
Like there's a weird thing, like when I had one of my kids, I had to go give like this massive monologue in a movie, and it was like super. There's this movie called 9 Dead, so not my typical sort of movie.
Okay.
It was about 9 people being held hostage in a room, and they have to figure out why they're in there, or every hour one of them will die.
Like
and
10
so
Little Indians that play kind of, or something.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
And it was called 9 Dead. And so I had to give some big like crazy speech about like death, and I don't know. I don't even remember what it was, but it was like
just,
2 or 3 pages.
autopilot
And I was so scared because I was so tired. My second son had just been born and he was like 2-3 months old, and I'm breastfeeding every day. And I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And so I started memorizing it a few days before, but I read through it once with my friend who was my babysitter was there with me, and she read through it with me, and I did it like once through, and I stopped and started, and she corrected me on some things, and then the second time I went all the way through it, and I was like,
You're like, holy
did
shit.
I just do that?
Yeah.
But I didn't trust it. I was like, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
You're like, it was a freak thing.
How am I remembering this?
Yeah, because you've been acting since you were a child,
It's
and
like
you
it gives
forgot
you a
it's
weird
there.
clarity, but also like a cloudiness that like maybe shuts
100.
the other stuff out.
100%. I kind of get what you're saying. Like it is like a sense of autopilot. It's like a blurry autopilot. You're also not
It's like hyper focus though too.
totally. Your brain actually like learns a new hyper focus that I didn't know I had before.
Well, it starts with the kid.
Yeah, and all of a
And
sudden
then there's like a sort of a little bit of room for one other thing.
Yeah.
Like there's not room for everything.
no, definitely not.
It's like you can only make so much space for like if that hyper focus is the baby in the middle, then there's like this peripheral like
Yeah.
focus, and
that's
you
such a good
can't
way
go
to put it.
beyond that, right? Like you can't widen out too far.
That is such a good way to put it. Like even as we speak right now, I'm here.
You're thinking about the baby, but you're
she's
like-
there too.
What was my Sabrina memory of? Yeah.
It's truly, I'm like, and that's big. When we started the podcast, I told my husband, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I could do this because my brain just isn't my brain right now.
It's tough.
And it's crazy that you just said 2 months postpartum, you're like memorizing monologues and in movies. I feel like I can't even, sometimes I mess up and don't even put toothpaste on the toothbrush.
Oh yeah, no, I was doing that too. But,
okay.
So it's weird what you can, it's one of those things. It's like a feather in your cap where when you do certain things that you're like, I survived that.
Yeah.
Like certain things that I'm like, everyone's like, why would you do that? I'm like, I don't know, but I did it and I survived it.
I blacked
And
out a
I'm
little.
like, I have to remember. I have to remember some of these things to remind myself how strong I am. You know.
You are such a beast. It's crazy. Like, what was it like having kids and working, and you were living in LA at that point?
Yeah.
Right?
So I got married at 27 and was pregnant by 29 and
Same.
Wow. Gave birth
Yes.
right before my 30th birthday to my first. And I decided I was going to take 1 full year off. Like I was not going to do anything until he turned 1. I mean, I had said that, but it was also like there wasn't really work. Like I was done with Sabrina.
You timed it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what happened was I got offered a movie called Holiday in Handcuffs. And they wanted me to start like in December. And I said, I won't do it until he turned 1 on January 11th. I'm like, January 12th, I'll fly out. And they were like,
Whoa.
okay. And so
Deal.
January 12th, I flew out and shot this movie, Holiday in Handcuffs, with Mario Lopez, which turned out to be like one of the highest rated Christmas movies.
I think I've seen this movie.
It's really funny. If you
I
haven't
love
seen
Mario,
it, it's one of
so.
my favorite projects because it's so stupid funny.
Yeah.
But but yeah, so I did that, and then I don't even know if I did another movie for a while. But then I had Brady, my second kid. I had at 32, like right before I turned 32.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So what's their age gap?
Yeah, they're like 26 months apart.
Wow.
And I feel like that was a little too close together for me.
That's pretty close.
Because you're breastfeeding and potty training, and those are 2 24-hour jobs.
Breastfeeding, potty training.
'Cause potty
and
training, you're,
you're
like, putting
a
them on the-
literal famous actress, and you were directing.
And at this point I was more acting, but yeah, I did this movie 9 Dead immediately after he was born, and then I went and did a movie. I went to Baton Rouge for that one, and then I went to Atlanta and filmed My Fake Fiance with Joey Lawrence, which was a really fun one. It was about the two of us like pretending to get married so he could get the money and I could get the presents.
Okay.
And that spun off into Melissa and Joey, our TV show.
Oh, okay.
That's when I decided to move to Connecticut. My husband and I were like, we wanted to raise the kids in a public school that we really wanted to find like a great public school system. So we moved to Connecticut, and then I was called back to do Dancing with the Stars, and then Melissa and Joey came right after that, and I spent 5 more years in LA while my family was in Connecticut.
No, what? How did you do that?
I know, it was really hard on me. I thought I was doing the right thing for the family. Looking back, it might be one of my regrets, but I thought I was doing the right thing by leaving my kids where they sleep with their school, making friends.
Of course.
And it was hard on me, but it was going to be great for them. But it kind of, my relationship with my little boys,
So, I mean, like I never realized until now how important like every second is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think personally from the outside looking in, you probably did the best thing you could have. It's so much better for them to have like a home base and routine and my friends.
I probably should have waited, moved him back to LA. And eventually I did. When we decided to get pregnant with Tucker on a hiatus from Melissa and Joey, I had a long break coming up. and I was told I could get pregnant at this time, so I did. Had the baby, and then I was like, well, I'm not taking the baby to LA, and you guys are over here. Like, we're moving back. Yeah. So we lived in LA half a year for 3 years. It's kind of like what I did in Orlando with Clarissa. Now I was doing it in LA with my kids.
Okay, gotcha.
So they're in different public schools in LA than they are in Connecticut, and it was kind of great though because they got the best of both worlds with education
and people.
And different sorts of definitely like all different
vibes,
kind
different
of diversity. And I mean, over here we're getting great sushi, and over here we're having great seafood, and you know, it's like more like lobster rolls and stuff. But you know, I mean, it was great because also the different schools. It was really interesting. The different schools put a different emphasis on things. Like Connecticut was very much into STEM at the time. Like it was all into like Singapore math and science, and it was putting a huge emphasis on that.
Oh my gosh.
When California, when we took them out to California, and we're thinking this is a superior school system, so they know what they're doing. We get out there and we have an English teacher come to us and say, your son doesn't know what a noun, an adjective, or a verb are. And I was like, oh. Because like grammar was such a big thing in LA.
They were really focused on all the writing.
Yeah, they're playing handball over here, but they're playing soccer over there. And you know, like.
That's kind of sick. It was really interesting.
It was interesting, definitely, because there's a lot of Europeans in Connecticut. There were a lot more, you know, African-American, Hispanic people. And then we moved them to Tahoe, where it's like half Spanish speaking, and the other half are like hippies. We live in Tahoe part of the time. We've had a house there for 20-something years.
Whoa.
And we tried living there for 2 years before we moved here.
And what stopped you? It's so beautiful out there.
We love it. It's still our second home, and we might go back. Like we plan on retiring there or empty nesting there. But it was really hard with kids in organized sports.
I see.
Because you're in the mountains and you have to drive down and across like the state to find the next football game or baseball game. Or
I know so much about Lake Tahoe.
You do? It's my favorite place.
My husband's giving me the dirtiest look right now.
Where
He's
do
like,
you go?
don't do it. Don't you dare.
Uh-oh, what?
Don't
Do you know all the dark stuff?
Well, actually,
about the dead bodies at the bottom?
Is that true about the bodies at the bottom of the lake? Is that real?
So. I don't think so.
I don't know.
I kind of believe it a little bit because it is cold enough.
Break out the tinfoil hats, because I'll tell you what.
Tell me.
No, that's actually not what I know about Tahoe. My husband and I have been like treasure hunting recently with my brother and sister-in-law. There's an author named John Collins Black who has a treasure book.
Okay.
And he basically hid a bunch of boxes of treasure.
Oh.
He hid 5. Oh no, here we go. He hid 5.
No, I want to hear. I'm like,
I'm invested, and so is he. But he hid 5 boxes of treasure around the country, and then he released this book with clues in it.
Recently?
Yeah, like in the last 2 years or something.
Oh, okay. Like so really recent. Okay.
Yeah. And we've just like narrowed it down. Now I'm going to make everybody go there.
Did anyone find it?
No, no one's found it.
No one's found any of them?
But because it's kind of sick, because he really encourages you to go out, and I didn't realize Tahoe was just all the mountains and whatever. I just thought it was like, I just associated with the lake. But there's so many beautiful hikes and nature reserves and just tons of, and we've been in Lake Tahoe 3 times in the last year.
Okay.
Treasure hunting in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, we spend our summers up there. And our winters.
Where? I can tell you everything about where you're from. I know so many fun facts.
If you go down to Emerald Bay.
We know everything about Emerald Bay.
Did you ever snorkel in there and look at there's so many boat wrecks in there. You can see them like really clearly in Emerald Bay.
I did not know that. I know about really the tracks.
Still, the what?
The tracks.
Oh, yeah. That went to the T Island?
It's like underwater railroad tracks. And they used to have a railroad that ran through Lake Tahoe during like the gold rush, I want to say. But
really? I don't know much about that.
It was over by the, there was like an old casino called Lucky's or something like that.
Okay.
It's like.
That's a very specific.
Yeah. It was
exhibit.
like the founders. There was like a big country club. Like
the 3
there were like
estates.
estates. They're no longer there. But
no, I don't know. I don't know
the guy.
Is this South Lake?
The Baldwin Estate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
it's the
God.
Baldwin Estate. All that was like an old casino, like when they were really founding Tahoe.
Yeah.
So was this South Lake? Are you guys in the South Lake? Were you in Nevada, South Lake
Yeah.
side?
Yeah,
Okay.
South Lake.
So I spend most of my time in the North Lake, but I do go to Emerald Bay quite a bit.
Emerald Bay is
to camp and stuff.
gorgeous.
Yeah. I like to get out of our area in the summertime with the beach. Gets too crowded. You can boat camp at Emerald Bay.
That?
You like buoy up your boat and you get a campsite and you can spend a few days. And that way you're like, so what you do then at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. when the sun starts coming up, you paddleboard out in the lake and you can see the boat wrecks. like because it's so still. But once the boats start coming in and tearing it up in there,
that sounds
Tahoe's like my favorite place.
That is what I want to do for my 30th.
I'm actually having my 50th birthday in Tahoe. If it goes well,
okay,
I'll give you my
50,
itinerary.
I do 30. When's your birthday?
April 18th.
Oh shit, we're like pretty. Oh, yours is coming up.
Yeah. Well, but I'm gonna have a party here for that. And then I'll do, because it's not warm enough in Tahoe. Yeah. So I'm going to push it to later this summer. Snow is just
melting, really.
Yeah. No, yeah. Although not this year. There was no snow this year.
I did hear that, actually.
I don't know if the lake level might be too low.
Whoa.
To even like launch boats.
Wait, so you can rent this boat camping situation, or I don't.
You can go on like Reserve California and reserve a spot.
Okay.
Like 4th of July is always booked, that kind of thing. But usually you can slide in for a day or two.
Cool.
But you can rent a boat from South Lake if you wanted to take a boat, but you don't even have to take a boat. Like you can just
see the shipwrecks?
You can come down into the if you bring like paddleboards and just camp in the campsite, you can do the regular campsite or the boat campsite. The boat campsite just gives you the buoy and you use the dock, cool. That kind of thing. So we have a boat, so we like to like bring everything down by boat and then unload it.
That is so freaking cool. Wow, you just like triggered me. Now I'm all excited. That is really cool.
Wow. I've got more info on that.
I will actually pick your brain on that. Yeah, wow, that's awesome. I'm such a Tahoe girly now for absolutely no reason.
My Tahoe birthday party's gonna be we're gonna go bowling, and we're gonna have pontoon boats out as a flotilla in the middle of the lake one day, just like a lake boat day. Everyone just on the like with the slides and the lily pads, and everyone could just hang out in the sun on the lake.
Oh my gosh, you're like describing something as if I know what this all is, and this is a crazy day actually.
And then it's like a whole weekend thing, and then we're gonna go Truckee River rafting. Have you ever done the Truckee River?
I know about the Truckee River.
It's not real rafting. Some of my friends are like, I'm not rafting. That sounds crazy. I'm like, no. It's like a lazy river. Like you can at any point jump out, be waist deep in water, and kind of stand there with a beer.
Fun.
Like
fun. That's fun. And then it leads to this giant dam.
Yeah, there's a great restaurant at the bottom of it where you can just hang out, have lunch, or dinner, and then head up the mountain back to your car. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're describing my dream birthday. What does it feel like that you're going to be turning 50?
A little unbelievable. I think I feel better. And I think I'm stronger than I've ever been in my life before.
You are absolutely glowing. And
thank you.
You look like I'm taking notes because I think I'm pretty scared becoming a mom for the first time. Yeah. And like wanting reassurance that I can have a career and do music and be an entertainer and also love motherhood. And
well, if you can't feel the fact that don't you think like having a baby makes you feel like you're in this club of like, I survived? Like with all these other women that have survived this, you're like, oh my gosh, like all of a sudden you see things differently.
I'm on my apology tour right now.
Yeah.
To all my mom friends before me that I had no idea.
And the ones that you were like, I'm not feeding my kid mac and cheese and I'm never giving them an iPad and all these other things.
And now all of a sudden I'm like, you get in there and you watch Miss Rachel
It's kind of amazing how you'll quickly change to make your kid happy.
Yeah.
But, or just to get them stop crying. But, you also will learn how incredibly, oh gosh, what's the word? Like, how strong you really are, you know? And what seems like challenges now, like I'll tell you guys, the first 5 years take forever. Yeah. From 5 and up, it flies. When they say the days are long and the years are short, it is not a joke.
It's
My
real.
Kids went from being so little, and I'm looking at stuff even like, I'm like, this was only like 2018. And they're all shorter than me, and now they're all taller than me, big. They're like, "Don't touch me. Why are you here?" You know, you call them, and they're like, "What do you want?" You know, and you're like, And then other times they're like, "Love you, mom." You know, like, or they hold your hand all of a sudden, and you're like, he's holding. Like,
you're like, nobody move.
My son, we were walking in a cheesecake factory, and he wanted to he like grabbed my hand, and I like wanted to like get someone to take a picture,
like,
or be like,
your eyes are watering up. You're like,
yeah, it was so weird. But I'm like, I feel like a teenage girl whose boyfriend or the guy she likes just decided to hold her hand, and not like a romantic way, but in a like, my heart, like, oh my gosh, this is so. But I'm like, I want to tell everybody, I want to scream at the top of the mountain, my son's holding my hand.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's like, ew, mom, stop, no,
yeah,
stop.
Well, and then I realized, I was like, how long is he going to let this happen? Like, is he realizing that he did this? Is he,
is this a mistake?
Is he trying to let go?
Yeah.
How long is this going to go on? Is it awkward? Is it cool? I was like, but my heart wanted to leap out of my chest of like, and I've been doing the thing, they say you never know the last time you hold your baby.
You did it?
I've done it with the two big ones. I can't get the little one to do it. I will do the video soon. I have to get the little one to do it still. But I gave one a piggyback. I gave the older one a piggyback, and he's like 220. So I was like, can I get him on my back? And I did, and I had no problem, actually. It was kind of like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The other one wouldn't, like, the idea is to get them to, like, wrap their legs around you. But
how do you do that with like a linebacker?
I know. He was like, I'm not doing that. He thought it was weird to like wrap his legs around me. So he was like, you can cradle me. So I tried to cradle him, but my fingers are
sure. Cradle you.
I'm like, all right, let's try it. And I'm trying to get my arms under him, but I dug my fingers into his leg and he's like, ow, ow. I was like, Mom, what the heck? But then he picked me up and carried me and threw me on the couch. So
that is actually a way cute.
But the little one, the 13-year-old is like, no, I'm not doing that. Because he's too cool right now. The other two have outgrown it.
You know what? Like that, I have a feeling, from what I could see from the outside looking in, I want a son one day too, but obviously I'll take whatever I can get. But
healthy baby.
But it's so crazy watching the evolution of a boy mom. Boy moms are built different.
Yeah, I actually have a makeup bag that says, I'm a boy mom. What's your superpower?
That's got to be the toughest one.
I mean, you bond with people when you say you have only boys, and when you say you have 3 boys, there's this moment of like, oh, I got you. Like,
yeah.
My youngest one, they all wanted like, I mean, my husband was like a big football player from Alabama, so I wasn't sure really what kind of dad he, I don't know. And the oldest one, I wanted to give him a play kitchen when he was like, I think it was like his first Christmas or something. I was like, I wanted to give him a play kitchen, and like Pottery Barn made like a red one or whatever. And I was like, let's get him this play kitchen. And I was afraid he was going to be like, that's a girly thing or whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, let's do that. Oh. And that play kitchen went with us through all 3 kids, and they loved it. The youngest one wanted an Elsa castle for Christmas. When he was about 5 or something. He wanted an Elsa castle. I mean, that was expensive. My husband spent 2 days putting it together and the whole thing. But dinosaurs destroyed it. So,
man.
It's like it was there and he wanted it, and Elsa was asleep, but then the dinosaurs climbed up.
Yeah, he just wanted the Elsa, the dinosaur castle just to rip off Elsa's head.
Well, Jurassic Park came out when he climbs on the roof and like attacks the little girl. I think it became
so funny.
It became a little disjointed in different movies, and that's what happens with the youngest too, is they watch things a little too, like at the age of 13, my older one was still watching like Little Einsteins and listening to music with us in the car or whatever. This one is like all about Kanye and like, and has been, and like watching like horror films. Like Five Nights at Freddy's is like his favorite. Actually, Welcome to Derry, which most people can't believe I've let my son watch this show, but
it's art.
Oh, he was like, he knew the day it came out and he was like obsessed with it.
Whoa.
But I see him. It's so funny. My 13-year-old, we had some friends over for New Year's and in Tahoe, and they had little kids that were running around, and my son was playing with them, and we were like, oh, it's cute, like he's playing with these little kids. And my friend was like, it's so nice, he's playing with the little ones, look at him chasing them around. And there's a boy and a girl, and they were both like, Tucker. And I see what he's doing, and he's like doing this thing, and he's like cracking his head, and he's he was pretending to eat them is what he was doing.
Now these kids are like traumatized for life. Just
I recognized it, and I was like, Tucker
right
no. And he's like,
do you like Walking Dead?
I don't think he's seen that. That show maybe that's something really I can watch with him
for a while.
But he gets like Stranger Things. He's like, as soon as it came, like Christmas night, he disappeared because it came out on Christmas night. So.
I remember it was really good. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch this season because I was like, it's Christmas,
right? And then I saw there was like this trend where people are doing 90s Stranger Things themed Christmas.
Oh, really?
Or something, because that genius marketing, man.
That is really.
It's genius. I was obsessed with that show. It was so crazy watching those kids grow up.
It's so good. I know it was weird watching. I think that's the thing too. I didn't want to see them grown up. Like I like.
It's so strange, right?
It's more fun when and more dangerous when they're little kids,
right?
Than like angry teenagers.
It reminds me a lot of it. I think they're like setting up. I know that there's all kinds of conspiracies, but I think that they're setting up a world where the younger siblings are going to be on the spin-off. Oh, that's my take.
That makes sense.
And do you remember like they had why is no one listening to me? What's that girl's name? She was such a star. And the younger girl.
No, wait.
Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on my last brain cell. He's my mansplaining.
He's looking it up.
We actually had like a segment. We thought like, it's only us, and there's like you filming growing up. There is no audience at all, which I really wish there was, because I'm better with an audience.
Oh, that's funny.
But we thought maybe it'd be funny to have him finish song lyrics.
Oh yeah,
like pop songs, because he can't.
I'm like
Nell Fisher.
Oh, Nell Fisher, right?
Nell Fisher.
Oh my gosh,
she's only in this last season.
She was in
the other. She played Holly Wheeler.
Oh,
okay.
She was in the other seasons, but she was tiny, right? So I think that they're setting her up. She's a rock star. So Hopefully, we'll see. But
Okay.
what have you been watching lately? What's
Paradise.
your show? Paradise.
I love Paradise.
What
It's
is that?
what is it on Hulu? And it was oh my gosh, it's Jason Marsden and what's his name from
Love him.
This Is Us. And it's basically, well, I can't tell you anything about it because the first episode changes. Like,
Oh,
it's got a big.
what's the genre of this
I
show?
can't tell you because it
What?
changes halfway through the first episode.
What is it like?
Basically, the
Romance
president
and then like sinkhole.
It's a Secret Service guy and the president. The president ends up dead. And then there's a lot of other things that happen. And if I tell you, it will ruin the whole first episode for you because there's such a great
I'm gonna start it tonight. I'm
twist.
so wow. They don't
Yeah,
pay you
it's
to
so
say
good.
that
No.
because that was like such a big plug. I love that.
No, I know I'm watching the second season now, but the problem with the second season, like you'll be able to go right into the second season, but waiting this long and watching the second season, there's like these one-off episodes that don't have really anything to do with the rest of it. Kind of like the first episode and then the first episode of the second season kind of don't necessarily connect to the
Like,
theme.
is that like Fargo kind of vibes?
I never watched that, but
Oh.
probably.
They're like all different seasons, but they
Yeah, then
sort
there's
of
like
intertwine.
Yeah, they
with
sort of
each other.
intertwine. So these episodes are like one off, and then in the second season they go back to the first season story, and you're like, who are these people? Wait, they didn't do a recap. I don't understand what's going on. So we had to go back and watch the first season again. So if you go straight through it, you'll be good.
I think that's what we'll do. We're like big binge watchers.
It's good. It's only coming out like every Sunday or Monday or something, and we're only on episode 5.
so it's
or
week to
something.
week now.
Yeah,
Oh, that drives me crazy.
But by the time you catch up, you'll be caught up.
Okay, sick. Yeah, we're
No,
on-
Paradise is like probably one of my favorite. Silo, I'm waiting for it to come
I
back.
loved Silo. No one's ever said that to me. I'm such a Silo girl.
Really? I can't get into Fallout though.
I didn't get into Fallout either. Is that based on a game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's based on a
I
video
don't know
game.
anything about that. But like,
And it's cool. I like it. I just can't. I'm like a few episodes in, and I'm kind of like, I don't love these.
do you watch
people.
that with your sons?
No, I don't.
Okay.
They don't. My middle one likes Seinfeld.
Whoa,
So random.
sick.
But he's got good taste.
Yeah.
And he's also a big Parks and Rec kind of guy. But we
Yeah.
watch a lot of movies. We do Sunday night pizza movies together.
Fun.
But they're bigger now. They have girlfriends and
Dude.
lives and jobs and things like that.
What
So
do you
it's
mean
a-
jobs?
They have jobs. One's a vet tech and one's a pilot.
Oh,
so I'm like, my 20-year-old's a pilot.
Like a commercial pilot?
He just got his commercial private pilot's license, which means he can get paid now to fly. So he's looking
That's
for
a
a job
hookup.
in the skydiving beach banner kind of arena.
What?
So yeah, kind of crazy.
Wait, I want to be one of his first customers. Although, wait,
All right.
no, I don't. What am I saying?
You
I'm
have a baby.
mom now.
You have a baby.
I would have said
I was
that
gonna
shit,
say he'll
like,
take
years
you up. He'll take you up for a flight if you want, but I don't know if you want to do that.
The
I mean,
way
he's
my
very, very
brain-
safe.
Oh,
I've
believe
flown
it.
with him a bunch, but
Really? Were
yeah.
you just like shitting your pants the whole time, freaking out?
Praying.
Yeah.
Very hardcore.
Yeah.
But also really trying to keep my mouth shut because, and as I told him before we got on the plane, I said, this is the first time in your life I can't help. Like in a
Like,
car.
at all.
No, in a car, I could be like, hey, you're swerving, or maybe you need to brake now. Watch out for that car. You know,
Yeah.
in a plane.
Dude, and it's already so stressful when your parents are backseat driving you
Yeah.
because you're like they're
Yeah.
nervous that you're
I was like, the
driving
last
and
thing
then
I
you're
want to do
nervous.
is make any kind of sound or go or
Yeah.
anything like that or like, what does that mean? Or what's that button? Or what does this do? Because then what if
Yeah.
he's distracted by that and he doesn't see and we
Yeah.
have a midair collision?
and
or
what
so,
if
you know.
like he's in his head that you're there?
Yeah.
And that is oh my gosh.
I tried
that
to
is
record him,
stressful.
but sometimes, so you'll learn this in many, many years. But I was actually having a conversation with a mom at my gym this morning about this, about like having to get permission from these like 12 and 13-year-olds now, our kids, like having to get permission to post them now.
Oh yeah.
Because their friends see it and they get embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the time my kids will be like, you better take that down right now. The threat is always, I will post our address if you do not take that down right now.
Which is like the funniest only you threat situation.
Well, and I'm also kind of like, yeah, exactly. But I'm also kind of like, well, that's stupid for you because we have to move. Like,
yeah,
you're an idiot.
Then
if
all
you
of a
do that.
sudden it's
that
like
threatens
we're,
you as
we're
well.
off to Tahoe. So
Yeah. So if you ever see my address get posted, it's because my kids are mad I posted something about them.
Yeah, because you embarrassed them.
But
Wow.
they, but it's funny because like they get to that age where all of a sudden and it makes sense. They get consent, they get permission to,
Yeah.
to decide what images of them are out there.
Yeah.
But it's such a crazy like world right now. Like even with AI and not knowing what's real, and I wonder how
Yeah.
it's gonna shift things.
It's like shifting in super speed in front of us. I feel like time doesn't feel normal since 2020.
Yeah.
And the way we process information doesn't feel normal.
Which was 6 years ago, by the way. That's super weird.
Yeah, right.
That's weird in
Was
itself.
it 6 years ago, 20 years ago, or 1 year ago? I still
Yeah.
can't figure it out. But
I'd believe any of it.
Me too. At this point, I feel like we might be in some weird dimensional time warp. But like, I definitely am hyper aware of it now.
Yeah.
Because you read everything, and I'm trying not to get into like fearmonger.
I know you want to be informed, but to what extent?
And
you know what's weird is when your kids are voting age.
Oh my gosh.
And don't want to vote like you.
Oh my gosh. I just like hope my daughter wants to just be completely independent and nothing like me in any way, shape, or form. But
it's difficult when you can't talk about when you like right now it's such a polarized everything. Trying to have conversations and they get their news from TikTok.
Right.
And you're like,
well, you don't know what to
they don't believe
anymore.
Helen Keller existed or like.
Yeah. Can you believe that Helen Keller wasn't real and she tried to fly?
You heard this thing?
And there's like a thing where it's like Helen Keller and Anne Frank and Amelia Earhart are all the same person. And like, I think this is like more of a meme, isn't it?
I haven't heard that, but that's what my kids believe. They actually believe it. Probably is a meme.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing on the flat earth that I've ever heard in my entire life, dude. That's wild.
These kids are like really believing it though. Like my kids are like, they swear by it. And
I think there's an apathy where it's like everything is so stupid and headline driven, and there's such a distrust for media that now like I feel like Gen Alpha and Gen Z are so unserious.
Yeah.
Like and it's honestly kind of a breath of fresh air because we're so serious for no reason. Like think about how much of our
parents too, and we're like looking at things from a perspective of like, what am I leaving behind for my kid?
Oh,
right?
sure.
Like,
yeah. 100%. It's so crazy to think that like, it's kind of crazy that I was alive during 9/11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's like history books now.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole other, it's so wild. And then, I don't know what it's going to look like when she's older. What I do know is I put her face on the internet when I probably shouldn't because she's not consenting to it at this point. She's born into a world where there's phones. I was probably the last generation that wasn't.
Yeah.
But not for long.
I want to do a game show where we do like Gen Alpha versus Gen X and see if they can use a record player, drive a stick car, fix a cassette tape that's been unwound, like with a set of tools. Like if I laid out like 3 tools for you and the cassette tape was like pulled out and I laid out like a screwdriver, a hammer, and a pencil, would you know which tool to use to fix it?
No, I wouldn't. A screwdriver, right?
No.
Pencil.
Oh.
Because you stick the pencil inside because it holds the grip on the inside.
Wait.
That or your pinky, and you have to do this for like an hour and hope it doesn't get wrinkled.
Okay, but do you know what it means to like clock it?
Nope. Nope. No idea. No idea. We could write this game show together.
Oh, should we?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm 100% down. I honestly think about like, I've said to even Chelsea, I'm like, okay, so mimic this, like pick up the phone.
Oh, this?
Yeah. I go like this.
Yeah.
And she goes,
really?
Well, most kids.
Yeah, I mean,
why
that's what
would
they
you
think
ever
a phone
go
is,
like, what is this?
Yeah, they're like this.
It's crazy. Well, there was
or
another
slam
one
down
too,
the phone.
Right? Oh yeah.
They can't do that. That's so upsetting.
No, they wouldn't slam a phone.
But you know, like I've heard of a lot of people
like,
asking for landlines. Like a lot of families are getting landlines again. Which makes sense, like to have one place where you get phone calls to the family.
Right.
And if you're not home or you're having dinner, that phone doesn't get answered.
True.
And you also, then kids have to call and say, hi, can I speak to, can I speak to Jax?
Hi, Mrs. Joan Hart.
Yeah, exactly. And they have to talk to you because we have a problem with this in our house. And you'll see this when your babies get older, that like when you have kids in your house, you have like teenagers, right? My kids, because of the phone and because of cars and whatnot, they just go and open the door for their friends or give their friends our door code. And I find that like these kids are coming over and we don't know who's in the house. And I might, and if they're younger, I might, like middle school age, I might get a text saying, hey, can you send so-and-so home? Or can you, or tell them I'm going to be there to pick them up. I'm like,
wait, they were
I didn't
here?
even know they were, or is he still there? Because we were supposed to be at something. And I'm like, I didn't know they were here. So we now have a new rule. And this is a good like parenting tip for anyone that's just reaching.
Notes. I'm ready.
Yeah. Just reaching these preteen, teen years. If your friends come over, because this is hard to teach when they're in like seniors and you realize that this is a problem.
Yeah.
When your friends come over, they need to say hello. And when they leave, they need to say goodbye. Like that way I will know who's here. I will know and they can say thank you.
Yeah.
And I also don't like the calling parents by the first names thing. I know it's supposed to be like we're casual,
so you're
cool.
old school.
Because you know what? It's easier to remember that my last name is the same as my kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? My son is Tucker Wilkerson, so I'm Mrs. Wilkerson and he's Mr. Wilkerson, and this is the Wilkerson. You know what I mean? Like,
what would you do if your own kids started calling you Melissa?
Oh, one of them does. He thinks it's funny.
Which one?
The
The younger
18-year-old
one?
Brady. No, the
Oh
middle
my
one.
gosh.
He
that's
thinks it's
funny.
hilarious. He's like, you don't answer to mom because I just ignore him. He's like, you ignore me
goes,
all the
"Melissa."
time. Oh, and in public, Melissa Joan Hart. And I'm like, oh, you're like, shut up. That's what he does. While the older one is like, if you post me, I'm going to post our address.
Oh my gosh.
And then the middle
I love
one
it.
is-
So I'm like, do they realize you're an icon? And you're like, they sure realize they're weaponizing this.
They weaponize it. Absolutely.
That's so badass, dude.
But then
That's
they
so
also get
funny.
mad. Like the older one didn't want me to post him. Like 3 years ago for Halloween, he wanted to be the drummer from Slipknot, which was Jay Weinberg at the time.
That's cool.
So he
My
made
husband.
me, yeah. So he made me go out. I had to buy like 6 different wigs because I kept getting the wrong wig. And his friend, she tattooed his arm with Sharpie, like figured out exactly how to do. And I had to get him
Whoa.
like a Dickies jumpsuit, and I had to get the patches, and I had to put the patches on correctly. I mean, it was a whole thing. We had to paint his nails. It was a big deal, right? And I had to get him the mask. So I reached out to Kelly Osbourne and was able to get him the mask.
Can you imagine?
Like I got the actual, Kelly actually hooked me up, and then
Shut up.
a package came, and it was the actual mask for Slipknot. So my son had this whole outfit. So I got a picture. I was from Stranger Things. I was a Hellfire guy. Billy? No, the other one.
no.
Steve?
No.
One of the guys'
No.
names.
The one who
Billy.
died.
I think it's Billy. Because one of the wigs that didn't work for Jay Weinberg, I wore.
Yeah.
And my son had a Hellfire shirt I'd bought him at a Stranger Things
Yeah.
convention. So I had the Hellfire. I put on a denim jacket, put a red bandana around. And so I was like, I'm Billy. Because
Wait, I don't think it's Billy.
no?
I'm
Wait.
pretty sure it's Billy.
In fact, check this because
He dies in, like, the fourth season or
It's
something,
not.
right?
It's. I need it.
Not Steve, because Steve's
Not
the other
Steve,
one that
Steve's
probably
alive.
should have died in first season, but they liked him too much and they kept him.
No, it's not Billy.
No.
Wait, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh my gosh, I'm like such a geek for Stranger Things here. This one's for you.
Phil?
No, is it?
Billy?
What is wrong with me?
Eddie.
Eddie. I was gonna say
Eddie.
Freddie.
I
Oh
knew
my
it was
god.
close.
So
Billy,
stupid.
Eddie.
It was like
Billy,
an
Eddie,
E
Freddie, Teddy. Okay.
sound.
No, cool.
So
no,
Eddie.
Eddie's iconic. This we should have known that. You
That's
were
what I
Eddie.
know.
Okay, it's so crazy that
So
you
I was
could
Eddie.
be the person that hits up Kelly Osbourne for the actual.
Well,
Slipknot
she and I
mask.
did Dancing with the Stars together, so there's perks to doing these kinds of things. But
Very, very, very crazy flex.
But my younger son wanted to be 11, so we shaved his head. I made him like an aluminum foil like hat thing.
What?
I got blood coming out of his eyes and his nose.
You got the
and
Eggos?
He had the stamp, and he was in the hospital gown covered in blood. He wanted to be that like 11, like from like season 3 or something.
Oh
so
my
I was
gosh.
Eddie. And Mason was Slipknot, and I took this great picture of us, and I'm like this, and
Yeah.
Mason's just standing there with the mask on, so you can't see any expression.
Yeah.
But I posted it, and he was like, "You better take that down." And I was like,
Why?
"Did you see who commented on it?"
Who commented?
And it was Jay Weinberg, who was like, "This is crazy. Like I'm a fan of
Wow.
yours." And so I
What'd he
DM'd
say?
him and was like, "What are you doing? Like, if you're ever in town," we were just at his show that's how Kelly and I got in touch again. She saw I was at a Slipknot concert, and her boyfriend or baby daddy is one of the Slipknot guys. She was
Okay.
like, "Oh, you
Oh,
should
I
have
see,
called
I see.
me. I would have gotten you into
like,
the
I got
concert."
you.
Yeah. So that's how that all. Anyway,
Wow.
long story short, that's how that all came about. So Jay was like, "That's so crazy. My wife and I are big fans of yours, and like, and I said, well, if you ever come through on tour again, come on by for barbecue." He goes, "I live in Nashville." I was like, "What are you doing
let's
Saturday?"
go.
So he came over on Saturday with his wife, and we had dinner, and I got to
Shut
introduce
up.
my son. It's like if your kid likes Elmo and you suddenly get to introduce him to the real
Yeah.
Elmo. I was like, how often do you get to introduce your kids to their actual heroes? Like,
That is so epic. That's basically what's happening right now in my house. You're sitting here right now and you don't even realize it. That's fucking crazy as shit.
That's
like,
funny.
also, my kid can't appreciate it yet, but she will one day when she watches this. Like, the best I could do is probably like Miss Rachel. I have
Yeah,
exchanged
yeah.
Instagram messages. I said to my husband, I'm like, would it be crazy if that's what her first birthday is? If we tried to beg Miss Rachel to
Oh my gosh,
fly
that'd
out
be
here?
amazing.
But that's also. She would never remember.
she wouldn't
but,
remember it, but it's cute.
but yeah, no, that is so awesome.
It's wild that sometimes I'm like, oh, I get to do this.
I love using perks of cool things because it's like, well, you only live once.
It's so fun. I know, and it's funny because the things you'll do with kids too,
Yeah.
you'll notice that I know very well when parents come up to me and they want me to sign something or take a picture with their kid.
Yeah.
And the kids are horrified and like, "Mom, stop!" And they're backing up and they're like,
Yeah.
"It's okay." But you'll do things for your kid that you're like, "I don't care. I'm gonna go say hi over there because
so funny.
this will be important for my kid." Like you kind of don't.
Yeah.
You take down that curtain, and so I know that when parents come up to me for their kids, that it's
That's important.
yeah.
Yeah. I
that's-
actually felt that even before becoming a mom to a point where I had no boundaries left because I knew I wasn't a mom and couldn't understand where that was coming from, possibly, but it had to be the big place where, like, if I saw my kids famous pop star or whatever, like I would be like, I have no choice.
Like if she becomes a big Taylor Swift and you are at the Loveless Cafe or something, you're going to be like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Even though other times you might be like, oh, that's kind of cool. She's over there. I'm not, but.
Sometimes moms have like, one time the mom literally asked me to, I mean, this was kind of fucked up, but like, well, I was out to dinner after a radio thing and a mom was like, came up to us in the middle of the food. She was like, oh, my daughter's a big fan. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Let's take a picture. Yeah. Took a picture. Talked to her for a second. Then she goes, okay, well, goodbye. And leaves the kid with me.
She got distracted.
I'm like, dude, I know I'm a babysitter, but like, I'm like, oh, girl. I'm like half drunk too. I'm like, you don't know me.
Like, we're gonna go to Victoria's Secret. We'll see you later.
What the hell? I could be. Yeah, that's what she's thinking in her head. And then the kid's just like this.
That's funny.
I'm just like mouthful of ribs.
That's funny.
Like, it's, I don't know.
I had a mom recently come up to me at a Comic-Con and it was really funny. She's like, I'm going to come back with my girls, but when they come over, like, this is a big moment. Like, you have to sign something. And I was like, of course, that's what I'm here to do. Like, she's like, to sign something, you don't understand. And she didn't tell me the story. And then when she came up, so I was like, I don't know, but here they come. And so she brought her 2 girls over. And apparently what happened was I was in the MoMA, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York in like, I don't know, 2001 or something like that. No, it must have been before that, like 99. I think it was before that for sure.
Doing this.
It was like 99.
Why do I always continue?
So she said that she and her girls were there visiting New York, and I was in the cafe, and I think I was with my friend Soleil Moonfry.
Okay.
And Soleil and I, because she later on identified, because I was like, I don't remember ever going to the MoMA. I know I've gone, but like I was trying to like put myself in that place. But apparently they were in the cafe, and her daughters recognized me, and they really wanted to come say hi, and she and her husband refused to let them. And they're like, absolutely not. You leave her alone. Like, she's having her moment here in the museum. Like, you leave her alone. But they even had their Sabrina books with them. Oh, they were like, but let her sign our books. Let her sign our books. And so like 20 years has gone by, and finally she was like, I'm able to rectify it, because they never forgave me for not letting them say hi to you, but I wanted to just protect your privacy. And I was like, that's so sweet.
But they remember. That's so cute.
And so it's been like this big, I guess every time they watch a movie with me or something, they turn them around and like, we could have met her.
You know,
like,
we could have been a friend by now.
So there's some parents that are like, you know, they recognize the boundary, and there's others that are like, I don't care. I got to do this.
Right.
Like, and I've done it. I have friends that are huge Harry Potter fans, and I took them to the premiere, and I was like, you know, they were like, oh my God, there's Daniel Radcliffe. I'm like, let's go say hi. And they're like, what? No, we can't. I'm like, come on. It's like, because it's more it's for them and not me. I'm like, come on.
And also, you know that you can like have that sense of confidence in it.
Well, a little. I was like, I don't know. These are at the time, these were like young kids on a big hit movie. I don't know if they're going to know who I am. So I went up to them.
They would.
Well, I went up to them and Daniel was like, oh my God, I grew up with you. Oh. And I'm like, really? And he's just like floored. And so then my friends that all worked on Sabrina are like,
yeah,
she's
really cool.
But then like last year I thought I was gonna have the same moment. I took my kids to see We Love How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay, cool.
And the new movie came out last year, so I like begged my way into 5 tickets to take my boys and go to this movie.
Sick.
And we go, and I want to introduce them to some of the cast, and they were like,
they just did not care.
One of them did. One of them was like, I'll go try to get him to say hi. I'm like, that's okay. And the other kid was like, hey, like, these are your kids? Okay, great. You know,
dude,
like,
Gen Z's unbothered.
But you never, it's so funny though, because you never know. Like, sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, come on in, like at a club or something. There was one time in New York when I was like, someone said, pull the don't you know who I am card. And I did. And they were like, no, go to the back of the line. I was like, damn it, never again.
Hurts.
Never again.
You're like traumatized. You will never say that again.
It's like, never again. That's so embarrassing.
Oh my God. So have you ever, what was like the craziest fan experience you've ever had? Like that actually like shocked you to your core.
One that was really, really funny, and I keep wanting to recreate this on social, but like my sister and I were sitting next to each other in a airport, and a guy comes over and is like, we're sitting in these chairs, and he gets down like on the floor in front of her, and he's like, hey, my friends say you're on that show Sabrina. And she was like, no. And he's like, no, are you sure? Like, you're not on that show? Because they think you're on that show. And I told him that you weren't, but they think you are. And she's like, no, I'm not. And then he gets up and he's like, told you guys. And he walks back over, and she and I look at each other like, really? Like, really? Like, he didn't even look this way.
That is so annoying, first of all, and so
it happens quite a bit, actually. We think it's hilarious. So.
That is really funny. Dang. Well, I mean, I don't want to keep you for too long here because my husband's saying
Well, I
you
know
can
you've
wrap
got a baby.
whenever. But I did want to talk about, you have a movie right now called Bad Guardian that is number 4.
Well, no, what's weird is that's a movie that's 2 years old.
Why is it number 4 on
It just got
Netflix
launched
right
on
now?
Netflix because it was a Lifetime movie that got launched on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I need to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
I know,
so-
it's a good one. Actually, my favorite like true crime. Well, I've done a few fun ones like Killing the Competition. I'll be doing one later this year, but we don't have a title for it. It's the Judy Buenoano story of a woman who was the first woman executed in the state of Florida. So I'll be doing that movie later this year. And I did produce a Christmas movie with Alicia Silverstone and Oliver Hudson last year, and Jamila Jamil and Oliver or Pearson Fode, called Merry Little Xmas. So if you're still in the Christmas spirit, you can watch that.
I'm always.
If you need Christmas in July,
I do. I honestly thought about making her first birthday theme Winter Wonderland, like one.
my phone's sorry.
That, and on that note, kids,
It's my little one.
it's Tucker. Hi, Tucker.
Should we say hi?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
I thought he
like,
hung up, but he didn't. I
whatever.
hung up on him.
Oh my
I got to
gosh.
give him $10. Hold on a second.
Oh my gosh.
No, not that he gets it.
She's Venmoing her son $10 right now in the middle of this, and this is peak motherhood.
I'm just taking out of his own allowance. I'm just letting you know I am not just giving him money.
Yeah, he earned
But
it.
I do want to shut him up because he will call back. But I'm gonna move.
This is what it's like having a boy. She's like, I'm not just giving him money, okay? And then he's gonna be like, take my credit card.
I'm moving it
Anything
to his
you want, baby
bed.
girl.
No, I know. Well, it does get like that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you do spoil him a little bit. I don't know how to do this. I'm trying to move it out of his savings into his account.
Oh, I don't know anything about what you're
Oh my
doing
gosh,
right
look. I'm like, how do I do this?
now. That looks crazy. I don't know
From
what she's doing.
savings. Oh, it says there's
So
insufficient
you're in your
funds.
bank account right now, transferring money into a
I'm in
debit
his.
card.
I'm in his
That
debit
is
card.
so funny.
And it's like he gets an allowance every week. He's 13, so he gets $13. And
Oh.
but he has it scheduled to put it in. Wait, why is it saying his general savings?
What
it's
chores
in
is he
my
doing?
general savings. He look, he's calling me again. I'm doing it.
He's like, I need $10.
I'm literally on a podcast right now. I shouldn't even be answering the phone. Okay.
Yes, you should.
I'm
That's
trying
badass
to
mother
do it.
friend.
I'm having trouble. Okay, bye.
I love
He's
it.
like, I literally need it right now.
He's like, I'm actually the first.
He's like, I'm standing in line and all my friends are watching and this is embarrassing.
He's like,
And
I am right here in line at Chipotle right now.
I'm like,
Everyone
fine, I'll just
thinks.
send him $10. I'll figure out how to take it back from him later.
What does he do? What did he do to earn the $10?
He takes out the trash and brings back the empty cans every week. He
Okay.
is supposed to like take care of the dogs and keep his room clean and do his laundry and things like that.
Okay. And if he doesn't,
But we
he
also
doesn't
don't
get
really
his allowance.
tie the chores to. We tried to do that in the beginning, tying chores to money. But then it's like they're only doing it for the money. Like we kind of wanted them to do chores because they live in the house,
Right, because
But that didn't really.
we all share this home, right?
Yeah, like if you like we started if you see something, do something. Like
Mm.
if you see that the dishwasher needs to be emptied, or you see the trash needs to go out, or you see
Yeah.
like just do it.
Right. There's dog poop out there.
Yeah, but that didn't really work so well. So then I had to give them very specific instruction, like very specific chores, and it was like, but it gets harder as they get older because like I said, the older two have jobs, and I mean this one's gonna make the one late for his work. Like he's supposed to be dropping him off at work, and we pick him up from work
That's crazy.
because it's closer to home. But
You are fully doing the teenage boy experience.
and it's all
right
very
now.
experimental. Like you'll feel like that now with newborn baby.
Yeah.
It'll be experimental. Like
the rest
my
of your
sister always says, the first one's the burnt pancake. Like you figure it out with the first one, maybe you get it right with the second one, the third one, hopefully. But by the third one, you've kind of like destroyed it anyway, because you kind of
Yeah.
you get lazy.
Scrambled
You're older.
eggs on
You're
the
like,
third one.
yeah, you're like whatever. Do whatever
Second
you
one,
want. The older two get so mad because they're like, you let the little one do anything he wants, and I'm like, well, it's easier that way.
that's my baby.
He's my baby, and also like he's very annoying, and if I don't, then he will never shut up or stop.
Is he the loudest one? The
Oh,
younger-
he's like,
That's awesome.
that kid has no impulse control and is just a goof. So, and maybe he'll
All
be
I
an
have is
maybe
a
he'll be
really
an
bad
actor.
British accent.
I can't do if I do
Whoa,
British,
you
it
know
goes
what's
into like
crazy?
Australian.
Wait, do your kids have accents? Like Southern accents?
No, they kind of have. No, they don't. There's a few words that are sneaking into
Like what?
y'all mainly.
That's weird for me.
Yeah.
And I feel so cringy saying y'all because I would never say it.
It's so much easier to say.
they-
Sometimes I just do it because like up in New York, it's like you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'm like,
I'd
well,
rather say chat.
well, and down here, I feel like it's not, if I say that to a bunch of girls, they get a little like, guys. I'm like, okay, girls. What's up, bitches?
Like, and also bless your heart. It's not
bless
nice,
your heart can have a
actually.
lot of meanings.
It can be nice.
It can.
I've heard somebody say it to me genuinely, and looking back now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm not sure it was nice, but it might have been passive aggressive.
One of my friends was using womp
heart.
womp wrong. Like,
Womp womp.
we'd be like, oh, he's not doing well, he's in the hospital. She'd be like, womp womp. And we're like, no, you can't use it like that. She's like, what do you mean? It's like womp womp, like sad. I'm like, no. It's like womp womp. Like, oh well. And she's like, wait, what? I finally had to get some other friends together, and we were like, we had to confront. We had like an intervention about it. We were like, you
have to stop saying womp womp.
You can't keep saying womp womp.
That's like the friend that uses, or like Joey Tribbiani using like the air quotes wrong. Yeah, yikes. Damn.
Or it's moo. The point is moo.
The point is
moo. It's like a cow's
yeah.
perspective.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like a cow's POV. Oh wow. Anyway, okay, well, I love you.
Thank
you need
you.
to pay your son because he is pissing the line at Chipotle.
I already did.
Okay.
If you
Wow.
if you need babysitters, you let me know.
We absolutely will. We honestly don't have
Even
any,
if my boys are too off the like reservation to do it, like maybe we could get some of their friends to come.
We'll be in touch. And
I
I'm
have
gonna need your
responsible
help out
children.
here.
I know they're not mine, but
I have no idea. I need you to show me the ropes in Nashville and how to be a mom, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm really great. Every time
no
somebody
one knows what
leaves
they're
this-
doing. Just so you know, nobody knows what they're doing. You
Yeah, but
figure
you
it out as
do.
you go, and you figure it now. You know what the best advice I ever got? It was from my own mother.
What?
Was it's your baby. You know what to do. Like, everyone will give you all kinds of advice and tell you all different things, and you go with what works for you and your family. And that's it. And you can take all the advice. You don't have to like use it, but you can listen to it all.
You can absorb it without
Try
panicking.
it. Yeah. Like I just heard something recently that I've been trying to put into play, which was that if you thank your kids for the things that they do, it's like rewarding a dog, right? It's like kind of like giving them a treat. If I was like, hey, thanks for putting that cup in the sink.
The positive
But you really want them to put it in the dishwasher. But like they just saw that, they kind of crave it and they want more. And I'm like, if I could do that with my boys, maybe they'd actually. If I was like, hey, thanks for picking up your socks and moving them over there, or thanks for plugging in your own computer for the weekend.
I could just like hear my husband's thoughts being like, also that applies to me too. I could hear it. I don't even have to look at him. He's like, exactly.
You catch more flies with honey.
He said that to me the other day.
Right?
He's like, you know what? Why don't you ever just say like, thanks for? Why is it always like, why didn't you do that?
Start with the littlest thing and see if it works, because it becomes an addiction, and they apparently want you to do it more, so then they do more nice things.
I think this might also just be a boy thing too. Like,
a little bit. Well, it depends. It depends on your love language too. I've just recently gotten really I know love language has been around forever, but I just recently started thinking about my kids' love language, because I always thought about my husband's and mine and
Are they all
friends.
different?
Yeah, and I just realized that the older one, his is words of affirmation. I was like, wow, we're failing him. He does not feel loved, because we do acts of service, physical
So you're
touch.
like
He doesn't want
thinking
any
you're
of
giving
that.
him gifts and this and that, and it's
he doesn't
not.
want any of that.
Oh,
He doesn't
man.
respond to it at all.
He just wants a good job.
And I'm like, oh,
thanks.
yeah. And he wants like, you're awesome. That's what he wants, and that's why I realize he's like gravitating to people that do that for him.
Wow.
So you gotta be the one to do it.
So every day you're just learning something. And what are the other two?
The middle one is pretty much gifts. He's like very money driven, very like
Sick.
he loves gifts. He told me yesterday if I buy him that he has a car. He has like a shiny metallic purple car.
Whoa.
And all he wants is
So he gets pulled
toys
over
for
a
his
lot?
oh my gosh. All he wants is toys for his car. But he was like, if you buy me this or this water, or he was like, will you help me buy this car cleaner sprayer thing, right? It sprays foam and water. And I said, well, if I buy you I'll split the cost of it with you if you wash my car too.
Oh.
And he goes, I'll wash your car once a month for the next year if you help me figure out where I can get my windows tinted. And I'm like, okay, we'll sit down and do that this weekend. I'm like, so he's very like,
He's negotiating with you.
yeah, and he's been
about
doing
how
that since he was little, but he's like, okay, you want your car cleaned? I want this thing, I'm like, all right, this works for me. Like, I can give up my membership at the car wash now.
You're like, actually, I can put this to work.
Like, I love it. We got a ride-on mower. My husband got a ride-on mower. He's like, these kids got to learn how to cut a lawn,
And have they been using it?
Yeah. All three of them have learned.
That is the most country shit I've ever heard in my life.
But you know what? It's so fun because it's like a ride-on thing. I was like, of course they would love
yeah,
this.
it's like an ATV, right?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
I'm sure it'll
New
get
York.
boring after a while. Yeah, I think it'll get boring after a while. But
And what about the oldest son?
the oldest one, we burnt pancake. We ruined him. Like he's a pilot.
Done for.
He works at a gym. He's a gym rat. He's a musician.
Stop,
He does
you're
all the
scaring
things.
me.
but-
Oh, he's a musician.
yeah,
too.
he loves music. He's really great, and he can play anything he picks up. It's insane. Oboe.
What?
He played the piano at his babysitter's wedding. He played the piano as she walked down the aisle.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
he played
It
Ken
doesn't
and
sound
Dee.
like a burnt pancake to me.
Oh no, he's not. He's very, very awesome.
He sounds like a
But we did
wizard.
not. I feel like we did not teach him certain things that, like, as he got closer to senior year, we were like, what kinds of things do you want to learn?
Yeah.
What do you want to learn how to make a burger use the grill? Do you want to learn how to change a tire? Like, what do we need to? And I feel like we kind of missed the boat on it. Like, by the time he graduated and was kind of not off on his own, but like too mature to like let mom and dad help.
You're like, how do I use this laundry detergent?
Yeah, I feel like we haven't really. We did laundry was the one thing we were good about.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, we were
Clean
good about
kittens.
laundry. That was the one thing we were like, you have to do your own laundry. Like, there's just too much to do when you have 3 kids.
But he didn't learn the like.
He didn't learn to like. The other one like learns electrician stuff, plumbing stuff, how to like work the AC unit if it gets like how to clean the pool.
He could call the other one.
I know.
You're chilling.
Well, that's the problem. The older one has learned how to manipulate the little one.
Oh. They're in
He's
their
like,
own ecosystem.
If
at
you do this for me,
point.
yeah, they are. And that's the
Wow.
problem too. 3 boys.
You're making me want another one.
Take your time. Take your
Yeah,
time.
I'm
3
probably-
years is the perfect time.
I probably think I'm gonna.
That's
I'm gonna end up-
I think 4 years was too far and 2 years was too close. So I think 3 years is the sweet spot.
Yeah, it sounds. I mean, but it sounds like also. I mean, that you said that first gap was like not big enough.
It wasn't
but
big enough just because
now
it
they're
was
close, right? Like
they weren't for a while there though. There was a lot of jealousy and like the little one wanted the big one's attention and the big one like felt threatened by the little one somehow. Wow. And until they got into high school, and now they're best friends.
And then
but I
they
was really
figured it
worried.
out.
I didn't think it would happen.
they always come
But the
around.
little one, they kind of team up on the little one. But he's a handful.
They found a mutual enemy.
Yes, that's actually how it all came about.
Once
Yes.
you found it, they found a common enemy. All of a sudden,
Yeah,
they're
but
like
the problem
best
is it's uneven. There's 3, so I'm
Yeah.
like, I always wanted 4. So with 3,
and now the
it's
little
like,
one's like, "Yo, pay me."
the little one's all on his own.
He's like, "You know what? I'll take this, but I'm online at Chipotle right now.
Hey,
so
my
I'm
brother's
gonna need
abused me
$10."
today. Can you please
Yeah.
send me $10?
That's awesome. Well,
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. I could probably talk to you for hours, but this is a really cool episode of Badass Mother Friends. I'm so happy that you joined us, and
you.
I feel like the coolest person ever that you're in my basement. Everybody,
kids.
Melissa Joan Hart, we love you. That's
Thank
it.
you.
Bye bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
See ya. I never know how to wrap it up.
I know,
I
right?
would do some